Welcome to this video tutorial on the Preferences page. This is part 3 of our video series, and you can see parts 1 and 2 already recorded and posted on our YouTube channel. So this is the third part in our series, and we're going to pick up on the classmate notifications section of the page. Before we begin, I'm going to just go ahead and remind you that any changes made to the Preferences page need to occur at the very bottom of the page where it says Save Preferences after you make any changes to the Preferences page. Okay, so we're going to talk about the classmate notifications. Classmate notifications are emails that are triggered in the system automatically when you do various functions around the website. For example, on the Edit Site Pages page, when you update your content, underneath the editor window, down next to your saving functions, there is a box that is either going to be pre-checked or unchecked that will determine whether or not a notification is going to be sent out to your members. Sometimes you're making a lot of changes on the website all at once, and you may not want to have a notification be sent every time you hit Save Changes. So some administrators like to set that box to be unchecked. So what that means is that a notification is not automatically going to trigger when you hit Save Changes. In order for a notification to be triggered, you would actually have to check that box when you hit Save Changes in order for that to cause our system to send out a notification of an update on that page. Otherwise, it does come pre-checked. By default, it's going to be in the pre-checked state. So what that essentially means is you don't have to do anything to trigger that notification. When you save the page, a notification will automatically go out based on somebody's Notify Me preferences. So when I say that, what I mean is that on a member's Notify Me page where they can designate what notifications they are going to receive, they check on and off whether or not they want to see an update based upon, for example, a update on your homepage. So if you're making a change to the homepage and they have that checked, then the system is going to send out a notification. So really, the setting right here is only determining whether or not you want that checkbox to be pre-checked or unchecked, and you would have to do it manually. Okay, so we're going to move down to the next section here, and this is called Data Collection During Sign Up Wizard. So when a member is joining the website and they have gone to the Profiles page and clicked on their own name in order to join, the next set of pages that they visit are considered the Sign Up Wizard. And in that process, they're going to be essentially filling out a lot of the profile information that is set on their profiles. And these are some of the, you do have the option of turning on and off some of these things. Now, I honestly would leave all of this on, but if your site doesn't require certain information, you might want to turn it off. Like, for example, if you're a club site or organization and you don't need to have birth date information or gender information, you can turn that off in this location. However, for the most part, you're going to want to leave all of these turned on. And then the last part of this is, after completing the join wizard, where do you want that person to land? And by default, it's set to his or her profile. So what's going to happen is, on that last step, after they complete the join process, they're going to land on their own profile page, and they'll be able to see what they have entered. At that point, they can decide whether or not they want to continue and fill out more information to fill out their wizard, or to fill out their profile better. So the other options here would be to take them to the home page, to take them to the What's New page, or for you to designate another page. The most popular by far is just to let them land on their profile page so that they can see the progress that they made during the sign up process. Okay, so the next section down here is called Profile Preferences. So the profiles are set up in such a way that we tried to build them so that they were an interactive, had interactive functionality to them. So on the profile pages, there are comment boxes that allow people to add comments and spur conversation between the members. So this portion at the top here, it says allow classmates to post messages for all classmates to read on their profiles. So if you want, and what happens with this information actually is it will also feed into the what's new page of your website. That page is kind of a one-stop shop page that will be fed by the activity on the profiles. So if you want that activity, and most administrators do, I would leave it checked automatically so that it allows them to have that type of interactivity. If you choose to not have that, you can turn this off and just click this button right here, and it says do not allow the classmates to post a message on other classmate profiles. And the next one down is comments. Comments, this would be profile comments that are on items that are on that page. So again, this one might be, for example, if somebody posts an image to their profile, it lets you make a comment for those profile items. So again, you have the option here of turning on and off comments here. This one, the second one is, so the first one is for kind of keeping those comments in line with the individual items of the profile, the different questions of the profile, and it allows those answers to be right at that portion of the page. The second one forces you to go to the very bottom of the profile to see any of the comments. And then the third one is to not allow any comments whatsoever. And so those are the three options. So sort of an inline option, bottom of the page option, and then no comments at all option. The third one down here is called Latest Interactions. So what the latest interactions is if a member goes to another member's page and starts to interact with them, those interactions, those comments, and the interactions corresponding from the other member, if there are any, will show up on their own profile as well. So it's another way for people to find those profile interactions. These, again, will also show up on the What's New page of the website. The next section down is called Admin Entered Profile Details. So when you are creating a profile or uploading your class list, you can upload some information for the member. You can actually go to the Manage Classmates, enter Edit Classmates, and go to Details for that member and enter in information on their profile. This may be used for just simply record keeping on your end, or you may want that information to be displayed. Most of the time, we like to just have that be for record keeping information and not display that information. We would typically suggest that any information that is volunteered by the member themselves could be displayed. But you do have the option of controlling that in this location. It says do not show admin entered classmate profile details prior to the classmate joining, or show the admin entered classmate profile details prior to the classmate joining the site. The biggest thing with doing that I find, and this is just my opinion, is that when you add that information ahead of time when they're joining the site, they will see that information and wonder, how did the site know that specific information? That can be questionable to some members, and so personally I find that it is best just to leave the top one. You can certainly enter that information without displaying it, and that would be what this top option is. So you can enter it into the system. It will be kept there as an archive for you for different download purposes. However, the classmate doesn't necessarily know that you already added that information to the website, and because it's not displayed anywhere. The next one down is called Profile Generator Questions. So the Profile Generator Questions, what those are when the person comes to the website initially and fills out their Join Wizard, those are the Profile Generator Questions, and they will fill that out to a certain extent. Some of them will fill it out completely, others will not. When they come to their profile, what you're asking here is, do you wish to show those questions on subsequent visits to allow them to complete the profile, or do you not want to show it? So in the case that you don't have it checked as it is here, they would need to go to Edit Profile in order to view that fully and finish completing those questions. The next section down is for photos. On the profiles themselves, there are built-in options right at the very top for photos that the classmate can upload. We have the then photo, which would be, for example, photo from their senior year or even their yearbook photo. The now photo would be a photo that they can upload of how they look today. And then we also have one that is specified for the yearbook photo spot. These photos are actually very nice to have just because prior to going to an event, you might be able to log in and get to know what members look like today many years after you've seen them last. So it's kind of a neat way to display the then, the now, and of course the yearbook photo. And then of course this last one is it's allow only logged in classmates to view the yearbook photo. This setting is here specifically for if you have uploaded your class list and have already uploaded your photos, your yearbook photos. However, members of the site have not joined yet. It will still allow for logged in members to be able to view those yearbook photos. Otherwise, when they come to the site, when people come to the site, they are not able to view a yearbook photo unless they've joined the website and are logged in. Okay, so the next section down here is called Initial Destination. And this is when somebody comes to your website. So they've either clicked on the main link for your website using the long class creator URL, or you have a domain name that is pointing to the website. Either way, the first initial destination page that they come to on your website, is it going to be by default the home page, which is pre-selected here, or the page that we consider the What's New page? And again, the What's New page is the page that I was describing earlier as a one-stop shop for all activity on the website, where you see the interactions between your members as well as some of the other notifications that will display there. Most people by default use the home page. And then finally, the last section down here, this is the Advanced Site Tracking with Google Analytics. This section right here is for if you are wanting to see additional information about the users on your website, the way that your site is being used. You can actually use your own Google Analytics account and copy their embed code to be pasted into this location, and that will complete the hookup for your Google Analytics so that you're able to view that back in your Google Analytics account. And once again, we're down at the very bottom of the page where we see the Save Preferences. And once again, it's worth mentioning that anytime you make a change to this page, that you must hit Save Preferences in order to make that change stick. Okay, that's going to do it for part 3 of this video. I will be back with one more in this series, and that's going to cover additional information about the preferences page for multi-year websites. And so if you don't have a multi-year website, you won't need to watch that one. For others, if you've got a multi-year website, you may want to look for part 4 of this series. Thank you very much for watching.